Good morning. This is Troy MacNeill. I'm sitting here with Adam Corriea, aka Bermuda. Adam, how are you today?
I'm good. How about yourself?
I'm doing well, thank you. So Adam, tell me, where are you originally from?
The island of Bermuda.
And could you describe Bermuda a little bit for me? Paint a picture for me.
It's pretty much like an island type paradise kind of spot. It's really small. It's only 22 square miles. It's very very rich country. Like a lot of people think that it's kind of like a impoverished type Caribbean island. Like they categorize it with Jamaica and stuff, but it's really like kind of upper class, like rich. But it's a British colony, so that's about it.
And if it's such a rich community and everything, what made you decide to come to the States?
The whole reason behind me coming to the States was to go to college and get an education. Bermuda only has one college, and it's like, it's kind of the place that you go when you don't really get in anywhere else. So I didn't want to go there. But basketball really drew me out here. I wanted to play Division I college basketball and a whole bunch of all that stuff. But other than that, the States, it just kind of happened because I wanted to be exposed to like a bigger and better things.
And did you come to the States for your first time because of basketball, or was it another reason that brought you here for the first time?
The first time I came here was basketball related as well. It was back when I was like 12. I came to a couple of basketball camps down in Orlando area, did the UCF camp and then a five-star basketball camp. But it was because of basketball, essentially, to get more exposure because you don't really get that much exposure on the island.
What was your first impression of the States when you first came here?
I loved it. I literally, like, it, as soon as I got here, I didn't want to leave. It's just so much bigger and better than what we have back home. I wouldn't say better, but it's different. And I'm more of like a big country type person than a little country type person, if that makes sense.
More of like a city person.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I love big buildings and stuff like that.
Sure. So you love it here. Do you want to stay here?
Yes, I do.
Do you want to become a full-time citizen here and Bermuda, or what's the scenario there?
Essentially, I'd like to be a dual citizen because home is home. But if I had to choose between one or the other, I would choose America in a heartbeat. Just because, like I said, it's so much more endless possibilities out here than there is back home. You have kind of like certain fields that you can go into back home, and right here you have literally anything.
Now, you said you came here for your education. What do you want to do after this education to keep you here in the States? What do you want to pursue as your career now?
Yeah. The main reason is basketball, like I said earlier. I want to do something with the sport, whether it's front office operations of a pro team, whether it's coaching, whether it's player development, which is what I really want to do. But I want to do something related to the sport of basketball, and I can't really do that back home. It's such a small place and a small like realm of possibilities there. But like out here, you have endless colleges that you can coach at, and once you get one job in a college, you can literally flip from working in California to working in Florida to working in Kentucky. You know, it could literally be anything, and basically using my education to get something with the job of basketball.
And when it comes to education and everything, what are you majoring in?
I It's a kind of a funny story. I've been here for about 7 years now. I first majored in sport management. I finished that degree in 2013, and then I got a job at a sports facility down in Bradenton, Florida. I coached for a year down there, and then my work visa ran out. We missed the deadline to extend my work visa. So they basically told me I either had to get married or I had to go back to school. And there was no viable option to get married at the time. But so I came back to Flagler, and now I'm pursuing a business degree. So hoping with that I could start my own type thing here, if that's possible through the whole immigration and all that stuff.
Tell me about the immigration. Tell me about the visa and everything. What makes it so hard to get this visa? How do you get a visa? Why is it so hard to stay in this country?
Yeah, it really is an unfair process to people that are trying to get it the right way, as opposed to people just hopping the border and running into the country. Doing it the right way, you have to go through so many different channels, and it's such an unfair, like, process to do it. You first have to finish your degree, then you have to apply for this OPT. It's called an optional practical training visa, and that gives you 1 year in your field. Now, after that 1 year in the field, if you miss the deadline, which is what I did, then you have to go back to school, go another degree, and then do the same thing again if you get it with a different degree. But if you miss the deadline for the H-1B visa is the second tier, which you have to apply for. And the H-1B visa, there's such a slim chance of you actually getting it, and the lawyer fees to actually apply for it are ridiculous. It's about $4,000 to $5,000. After I applied for it, I was going to apply for it. We missed the deadline, though. But after you apply for it, there's still not even a chance that you'll actually get it. All the people that get approved, their names go into a pool, and then they pick like 100,000 people's names out of that pool every year. Now, there's one other option. There's it's like the lottery type thing. You put your name in it every year, and my name's been in it since 2009, and I haven't been pulled yet, but it basically picks random people out just to get citizenship. And they pick like 50,000 people a year, and my name's been in it every year, and I still haven't been pulled. So that just tells you how many people are actually applying for that every single year as well.
So since so many people are in this pool and it's such a process, what do you think makes you stand out? What makes you deserving of this spot? What can you offer?
Yeah, I mean, the main thing is what I want to do is such a job, like a specific job, that there's not many people trying to do the same thing. I think that my skills with the basketball side of the world are really second to none. Not trying to toot my own horn or anything, but I've been around the sport for a while. I've trained a lot of guys that are in the NBA and everything. My stuff is recognizable, if that makes sense. But I think that just me having such a specific talent, such a specific skill set, using that, I think that would make me stand out more than just the average Joe trying to get a job in corporate America.
Sure. Now, you bring up a good point there about people trying to do it the right way, like you're doing. Since it's taking so long, does that ever frustrate you or make you think about doing it illegally?
24/7. Every step of the way. I mean, I wish I could just hop the border and be a citizen just like that, because I would do it in a heartbeat. But going through the right channels and doing it the right way is the right thing to do, and that's how I was raised to do that. But yeah, the thoughts definitely popped into my head a couple of times.
So going forward, what's your plan? Are you just going to keep trying to, hope you get your name pulled and find a job? What's the outlook?
Yeah, my plan is first to finish up the second degree. About to finish with business this coming May. So once I get that, I'm going to try to start my own sole proprietorship type thing with basketball. And then if that kind of falls through, then I'm going to have to go back home. But other than that, I mean, I'm just trying to stay in the country as best I can.
Last thing here. I know you said that Bermuda is a beautiful place and home is where the heart is and all that kind of stuff, but you want to stay here. I'm hoping for your sake that it doesn't fall through, that you can stay here. We've become close friends and everything. But what are you going to do to push yourself to make sure it doesn't fall through? What are you going to do to stay in this country? Are you willing to fight for it and everything?
Yeah, I've been willing to fight for it. I've been fighting for it for a long time. It has been pretty taxing to me, though. I do miss home a little bit, but worst case scenario, I think I could go back home and work for a little bit. But my aspiration will always be to come back to America and live here in America. So if I do end up going home, believe me, I'm not going to stop trying to become a citizen eventually. So if I go home, it's just going to be a little bit of a longer road than it would be if I could stay here and do it the right way.
All right. Hey, thanks for telling me your story. Thank you for enlightening us on the immigration process and how tough it is. I wish you the best, and thank you so much for your time.
No problem, man.